Hi everyone, this is Krishna Thakkar and thanks for tuning in again. Today's topic of podcast is about Ram and Bharat. While it is very easy to say that Bharat was a great brother, why? He didn't take the kingdom that was given to him by his father owing to Kaikai's boon. And he waited for Ram to come and rule Ayodhya. It would have been so easy for him to accept it. But why would a brother do so? Isn't it logical to say, okay, I will rule the kingdom for 14 years, you come and you take it from me then. But he too observed penance. He didn't enter the palace for 14 years. Why? After Bharat, we haven't heard such stories of brothers who do this for their brothers. It's so very rare. We have heard innumerable stories of brothers, sisters, siblings fighting for the sake of ancestral property. But around us, very rarely have we heard any brother or sister do something that Bharat has done. Why? Because the material pleasures that we all seek for a comfortable life and subconsciously believe that we deserve them are too much of a temptation. Such a temptation makes us cheat our loved ones. The power that comes, the respect that comes in the social circles, all of it. That's what we have always wanted. But what if we look at it that way? That we are smart enough to get it. Bharat wasn't smart enough. He took a raw deal. He had an empire for 14 years. Why did Kaikai decide that Ram should be away for 14 years? Because Manthara told her that for 14 years people will immediately forget Ram. And when Bharat rules for so long, people will love Bharat as their king. So when Ram returns, he will have to accept Bharat as his king. Yet Bharat refused it. That is so dumb. Well, he is the smartest of us all. He is not just a nice human being, but he took a very good deal that would keep him happy for the rest of his life. How come? Apart from being called as a nice brother, what else did Bharat achieve? Let's see. They say that everything in life needs to be earned. Money can be brought in through the method of beg, borrow or steal. But how long does that money stay? The truth, which is hardest to accept for all of us, is that none of us is born deserving of wealth and material pleasures or the fame. When we put the right amount of commitment, the right amount of hard work and the right amount of effort, yet somehow, fortunately or unfortunately, there is a force which cannot be defined that decides where we go. Most geniuses, most inventors, the creators of idea know in heart of hearts that they deserve very little credit for it, as there was a force unknown, unseen, but felt by most of us that chooses to give it to them and buckles them up and forces them to mold themselves in a way that they can receive what the universe is going to give them. Hard work and everything else is natural to them. That's the only way they know. Like hunting is natural for a lion, not for a deer, not for an elephant. For everybody else, if they try to do what a lion does, it's hard work. Their journey is fulfilling and rewarding for them. The external world sees that they are rich and famous people. Yet, they see themselves as someone fortunate to be doing the thing that they love doing every single day. The best example would be Sachin Tendulkar. Can anyone claim that he played cricket for the fame and the money it brings? Though he accepted all of it that came his way. Could we claim that he was the only one who worked hard or practiced hard? He and his family must have given so many sacrifices. Yet, there are many other cricketers and their families who have also given the sacrifices. But for Sachin Tendulkar, I believe his journey would be descriptive of his love for the game and not for the adulation that came with it. Now just imagine if another cricketer wanting to steal it all. How can one steal something that one cannot see? You can steal someone's fame and money, but how does one steal talent? Take all from the best cricketer India knows and he will rise like a phoenix from the ashes because he has it in him. What about the one who has stolen the money? Does he have the knack and talent to maintain it? Does he have the prudence to manage it? Slowly, one wrong business decision after the other, and it all collapses. When one does a lot of politics and wins a fame or a corporate chair or a fake degree, in the short term, yes, they have won. Like how Kaikai won. Bharat, in the short term, could have been very happy as he won the kingdom. But how about maintaining it? And slowly we see that the CEO who reached there only through politics couldn't handle anything because the chair did not only mean power, it also meant great amount of work, sacrifice and responsibility. He doesn't have the experience, he doesn't have the expertise. Eventually, busted with stress, trying to have it all, he keeps losing it one by one and eventually leads to the fall of the organization. What is this quick success and eventual failure? Definitely that is going to come in life. What does it give one? A life full of stress. What does a journey of a genuine successful person give? A life full of fulfillment and satisfaction with money and fame as a byproduct. Dashrath planned to make Ram the king, but Vanvas made him the hero. Ravan made him God. So which is the smarter choice? Look around us. Most developed countries have people broken in stress, depression, anxiety, panic attacks because they are forcing themselves to reach somewhere which isn't a part of their journey. And Bharat knew Ram was the deserving king. People loved him. He was fair. Bharat loved him. Why would he take something in his platter when he doesn't deserve it, when the universe has decided it otherwise? Yes, it is true that anyone can achieve anything, but it is also true that not everyone is that anyone. Now imagine, which is a better way to live life? How many brothers of history who have taken kingdoms from their siblings have flourished? How many of them are remembered as heroes? How many of them had a fulfilling life? Whereas Bharat, accepting his story the way it is, made it more fulfilling for him and his family. So, let's all be as smart as Bharat. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you wish to send a cheering note or a feedback, please note down the email ID. It's krishnathakkar61@gmail.com. I repeat, KRISHNATHAKKAR61@gmail.com. Do tune into for other podcasts as well. Till then, have a happy day. Bye-bye.